Okay, I struggle just like everybody else with dealing with my own character defects, patterns of behavior that are negative, thought patterns that are negative, and I'm getting really frustrated because the work that I put in, I feel, should be getting rid of these. And no matter what I do, they tend to still creep up. And typically they creep up when I'm in times of stress, when I'm falling into victim mode, or if I'm living in fear. Whenever those three come into play, these negative thought patterns and these old ways of being that I have pop right to the surface. And I'm getting frustrated by it. But I thought of an analogy that actually helped me stay on the path and remember that this is very incremental progress over a very, very, very long time, basically the rest of our lives. It's all for the better though, because anytime that you're looking at yourself and working on yourself, you're making the world a better place. So remember that. But I thought of the highway. You know, you have major highways, and then the cars going down them think of those as just as thoughts, right? And these thoughts are driving down a road or a pathway in your brain that was built over, for me, it was 41 years. So they're very strong, they're very rigid, and information can fly through them quickly. And so the way that I'm looking at changing these behaviors is I'm building new roads, right? And so if you see here, you can see a couple roads that shoot off, and maybe a couple cars can go down that way. Practice to me, that's mindfulness to me, that's resisting the urge to act in a situation where normally I would have acted negatively. All of those are building these new roads where I can start sending more traffic or thoughts down that way, down that more positive route, right? But they're still tiny, okay? But they just got created. Maybe they can only fit a couple cars at a time. And so by and large, your life is still run by these ways of being that you've built over 41 years. And so it was just comforting for me to look at this picture and recognize that, yes, you're doing the work. Everyone's doing the work. And it's so incremental. It's going to be a day by day by day. And when you look back 2, 3, 5 years, you're going to see some market change. But from day to day, you're not going to see it. And you're going to have to remember that you're going to slip back into those old ways of being, recognize it, and get back on that side road as soon as you can. Because as we build those side roads, we're going to need to widen them. And pretty soon we'll be diverting more and more thoughts down those roads instead of those old ones that were doing us no good. So I hope that helps from an analogy standpoint. But ultimately, just remember that by changing yourself for the better and working on yourself, you're making this world a better place.